We're headed to South America, down to Paraguay, to hunt with my old friend Rocky McBride. Rocky's done one of the most intense studies you've ever seen on jaguar, but we're down there for the buffalo, the water buffalo. This will make my third buffalo, the Cape buffalo, the Australian buffalo, and I needed this for my South American buffalo for my obsession quest.
That looks like a herd of them over there.
Yeah.
That brush line. Yeah. There's that. That's a pretty good bull with them. There's those buffalo right over there.
Yeah.
I think we can stay along the edge of this brush. We're gonna have to get in it a little bit. The wind's just right, so if we get in it, we'll come out right on them.
Well, they've been all through here, haven't they?
Yeah, they're gonna stay. This is where they're staying and feeding out here.
We got them now, unless the wind changes on us.
We can get right up on them.
Yeah, there they are. To get the shot off was pretty exciting. They were kind of going back to the wood line, and we was on the edge of the wood line, and there was a cow in the way, there was a calf in the way, and first this twist, that twist, and so we figured we either go for a brain shot or go in the back of the ear and try to knock this animal down. And it just happened up that it was perfect. It was the first time that he'd given us an actual real good shot. And so we tucked one in the back of the ear.
Get the other stuff out of the way. You might try right there. Okay.
I mean, it just took him off his feet. He no more than hit the ground, and it was like he's right back on his feet again, which, boy, that to everybody's surprise was that he got back up again. And he started going toward the wood line. That's the last thing we wanted him to do, was get inside that wood trying to go in there and find a big buffalo like that can be pretty dangerous. When he was going by broadside, we slipped one into his lung area, and that hurt him pretty bad, but it wasn't enough to keep him down. We knew he was hurting pretty bad, so we gave him some time. He got into the brush line.
He's hit good, but he's gonna get, if he makes it in those woods, it's gonna be tough to get him out of there.
For help with all of your hunt booking needs, contact J&M Safaris at jnmsafaris.com.
We knew he was hurting pretty bad, so we gave him some time. He got into the brush line, and we went in after him. We could hear him in there kind of, breaking brush and where he was, and we slipped in there and gave him one more shot to keep him down. And, we have a Paraguay buffalo. That's a pretty darn big animal for this region, or any region that you're actually going to hunt in.
Well, this is a big one.
Well, I hope to tell you he's big.
Yeah, I bet he's 10 years old, never been at 2,000 pounds, and now the work's going to begin.
Well, what's going to be neat, Rocky, is I've got all three buffalo now, so, they're all life-size, so to give the people, when they're talking about different areas, and to give them a real perspective on what each other's look like. He's just like the Cape, he just don't have the big boss.
He doesn't have the boss, but
he's got the weight, though.
He sure got a hard head.
Yeah. Well, that's my third buffalo. I took the African Cape buffalo, which has got a great big boss on the front of his head. And then last year, the Australia buffalo that's, really wide and long. And now we got down here to Paraguay and this buffalo, and he's just like a Cape buffalo. He's muscular, he's got everything except that great big boss on the front of his head. And it takes a lot to put one down and to keep him down. So that's why they call him dangerous game. It was quite an adventure trying to hunt the buffalo. It's another thing once the buffalo's down on the ground. I mean, you got a 2,000 pound plus animal hits the ground, that's where the work starts. The guys came in and we life-sized him out because it's going to be life-sized for the Obsession Quest series. So what do you do with all that meat? That's one question that everybody had asked me in a seminar. Well, you know, in a couple of days, we're going to have a barbecue, and the workers are all going to have some meat. They cut it up into strips and dried it, and there was still a lot left. So we drove down to an Indian village and donated some meat down there. There was about 80 people down there that are living in an Indian village down there. And Rocky tries to keep a good correspondence with them. He turns around and hires them to do some stuff in the fields and different things, and it's always a pleasure. They like to see him drive in, especially when he's got a big hind quarter of a water buffalo. So that was pretty exciting, knowing that it hit the ground, but everything that could be ate was definitely divided up to everyone. Well, if you ever get the opportunity to come down here and hunt with Rocky McBride, whether it's for, you know, brocket deer or water buffalo or even pigeons or anything, remember it's an adventure. It's an adventure of leaving your home state, getting on an airplane, flying into another country, seeing what the country's got to offer, eating the food. Everything that goes with that is an adventure. So keep your expectations, you know, high as far as adventure, but also accept what animals they have. You're going down here to Paraguay. It's an adventure just to see this wildness, the habitat that, you know, a lot of people never get on. It's untouched wilderness, and to be able to see places like that in the world today, that's an adventure all by itself. So no matter what animal or what weapon you choose, keep the adventure high at heart. That's what you're really going there for.
After your successful hunt of a lifetime, contact Wes Good at CanadiStudio.com for the finest taxidermy in the business. Be sure to follow Bob and all his adventures at BobFolkrod.com and on Facebook.